Alright, I did a little earlier attempt at recording, but I don't think it quite went over so well. I'm not going to do a very long video here. I'm doing a couple things. Let's turn down this phone, though, before anything, because my light starts going off. New year! So I got the old Toshiba satellite here, laptop, more dedicated to be my emulation machine now for here, as you see. And I've actually got my gaming machine, which I've done some recordings on in the past. Also now my capture device for the main machine here. I'm just trying to consolidate a little bit and keep the power bill down. And so right now we are playing Retroarch on the Windows 10 install that I got on the go here. It's hooked up on the TVS video. It looks amazing. Like, color depth is amazing. Now, unfortunately, the output of the television is a bit more composite video, so it still looks great here, even. Although I was like, why is he green? I was like, oh yeah, they're just showing like one of the track modes here. But let's play a little round. And I usually use Danny J, but now I had to screw around with all these games and set the resolutions on it. Started to slowly play around with some of these cores, and Neo Geo just looks great. So the only thing is, like, I got to figure out now, because I'm actually playing on 480i here, I'm basically using it as like an upscale, doing basically 2-up upscale on stuff here. This is not a bad controller, but yeah. So still it gives me a good signal here. There's still some composite artifacting, but I don't see it here because of OSS video. So there's not a lot of artifacting I'm seeing. I have been looking at EMU driver, and I think I can do both of these at the same way. So, like, if I wanted to just sit down and have a nice, nice little evening around just sitting down playing these things in their full 240p glory and everything like that, I could, but Neo Geo, yeah, like I said, it plays really good in here, and there's some filters, of course, and that you can use, as well as, I mean, just say shaders, not filters. But it's pretty decent. With all respect, this is a Core 2 Duo, air quotes, which is really Centrino T5450. We're actually going to hop out of this game now, and we'll close content on that and load something else. T5450 Centrino Core 2 Duo, 4 gigs DDR2 RAM. DDR5 is the thing now. Let's get some PlayStation on the go. And HD Radeon 2400 graphics. ETI is actually the era that they come from. But it's pretty good. Redream, as you can see, is also a thing here. But yeah, I'm enjoying it pretty good. Ooh, this kind of looks a little funny though. Let's see if we can fix this. Gotta go our scaling. Oh, that's why. Yeah, real quick, we're gonna look at something here. There we go. I had to fix up the aspect ratio a little bit there. The resolution wasn't quite how it should be. I think I got the tint about right though. I was balancing things out there the other day on the OBS settings. I can use a lot more leeway with this setup where I've got a 1063 gig, etc. So it's not horrible. Now loading. Goodness. Too much pop. Okay. Here we go. I'm just going to let the track mode play in this one afterwards, I think, maybe. I don't know. But it's pretty good. Like I said, I was playing Dreamcast on there as well, so I was playing stuff like Shenmue. One thing Redream has a problem with, but I can play it with other means, is Marvel vs. Capcom 2. For some reason, that's the only game it won't play proper, and this thing won't emulate, Retroarch won't emulate, at least on this hardware, Dreamcast of anything proper. It just goes all weird because it's an earlier DX10 video card. But I got an OG Xbox there with it loaded on that I played as well. But I'm just looking back over because there's the monitor with this stuff set up on.
Versus
Looking
SNK.
at my color levels and that. They're about right. The red's a little paler though. Bit orange looking. Oop, that looks a lot better actually. Not quite as red though still. Things having a problem with the red. Sorry people, I know. I just care so much.
Capcom versus SNK.
Yeah, I think actually I got that about where it needs to be. Yeah, so as you can see from some of the track screen stuff, it looks pretty decent. Now I'm gonna go and just show off something else that loads on here pretty good. Where was it to? I know somebody saw Saturn, but I haven't tried out Saturn overly yet. Saturn's still kind of being a little in the stage of being set up. I haven't really tried it much yet. Actually, let's roll down here. Oh, here we go. Play this real fast. Now, this should already be configured, yeah.
Welcome to the family. Get ready.
Oh, it looks amazing on here. Yeah, so I've also been playing the new God of War. Might do some play alongs just randomly, just like what I've been playing along to now, just to show it off a bit. It plays great on my PC. If I record that maybe tonight, you know, maybe late hours, depends on what I've been really feeling lately. But so far, so good. But yeah, this has been really fun for me. This really has had me like playing this more than God of War some days. Although I gotta say, God of War is great. I got a 1063 gig, ISM 2600, and 16 gigs of DDR3 RAM, and it's a great time. Really, like, I got the settings actually turned up fairly, and yeah, it's not giving me any headaches. At first, I tried being a little bit like a little ambitious in my settings, but after I found some stuff and watched the Digital Foundry video on it, I did find some really good settings because they broke down like what settings cost what, and I was like, oh well, I tried all this and bam, 60 FPS, and I'm not doing any kind of like resolution scaling or any kind of crap like that. But yeah, that's that Space Harrier. I can do one more and just squeeze in a quick one. What we'll do, we'll just find something that we know loads fast and just shows off how good it is. I should have saved my state in Snatcher. Where? Yeah, this would do. Oh, I found a quirk too. I was loading Sega CD games and there was no sound. Well, there was sound effects, but there's no like Red Book audio. And people said you got to load it by the queue, not the bin. You load both, but if you load it by the queue, it loads the sheet music, which means it tells it when to have the music kick in. When you don't do that with the bin. But yeah, it's been pretty good for that, and like I said, I've been playing God of War for PC. I don't own a PS4, so this has been how I've been playing it. I did have PlayStation Now, however, that wasn't really doing it for me. I'm not going to play the cutscenes just because I want to jump into the action. This feels a little squat. Why does this feel squat? I was like, man, this kind of looks like it's been squeezed out for widescreen. Scaling. Oh. Yeah. I think that's about it. It looks like it's a little bit squat down though, but we'll play it like this. Double check. Yeah, no. That's because we'd see any kind of tearing now horizontally. Looks so far so good. Yeah, looks pretty good in here. I gotta, like I said, I gotta play around a bit more with the aspect ratios and scales and stuff, but so far it's been pretty pleasing, like I said. Like, you know, the enhanced color depth of SVHS, even the S-Video, even though it is 480i. But I might try to EMU drive and get everything going in their proper ratios, because Retroarch, one cool thing is it actually supports a 15 hertz refresh rate now with things like EMU driver. So there may be something for me to try tomorrow. But I'm really 12 minutes in. Like I said, I'm only doing a short video, but we'll hop out of this one and we'll try something else. Well, we try. Because I have absolutely no imagination. Screw it. We'll just play F-Zero. I should have everything also. Oh, that don't look right. Seems like I had settings set up in this and had everything tuned up right, but it seems like yeah, it seems like it doesn't want to quite hold those settings right. But then again, some games were of varying resolution, but everything seems like it's okay. How I can tell if it's not set up right is if I end up with a lot of like screen tearing. But so far, so good. Super Nintendo just looks like a dream. I do as well have like some geometry settings set with my TV itself, so. But so far, so good. I'm usually a lot further than this, but I'm really not thinking about this too much. More talking versus playing, but really that's the whole thing. Not everything's going to be just this. I'm going to be doing other videos on other things, like I do avidly garden year round, even though it's winter outside and there's snow and everything. I have a basement garden. I'm Canadian. I have cannabis growing there, but I don't just have cannabis growing there. That's just one small grow tent. I have like 4 kinds of peppers. I have tomatoes. I have 2 kinds of basil growing, strawberries, and then are growing upstairs 2 kinds of mint. I just want to show off like all the things I've been doing with it, as well as, you know, my other tech projects, etc. Now I got a 3D printer. I'm going to start doing a bit more serious stuff. Still really wanting a Tandy though, because there's a project I want to do for a peripheral for it. You prick. But so far so good. Now I got my OG Xbox One out there, and I got a 1 terabyte drive for it now. I got to get around to like putting it in because I have a VCR launch day Xbone, so yeah, I'm gonna get mine upgraded a bit, and then it should be quite nice. And I should be able to just, because where I use Game Pass, throw a lot more games on it. Because it's rather limited in storage, only having like not even a 500 gig hard drive. So yeah, it's keep forgetting there's turbos on this, and I haven't even used it yet. Well, that's the first one. I don't even use the turbos half the time in this game. More than half the time. But yeah, I've been getting all my stuff tamed up. Now my Mac there, I've put Catalina on it, even though it's, it's the unsupported. Putting Mac Catalina on an unsupported system is all I gotta look up. It's not running as good as when I had Mojave on it, so I'm gonna probably go back and do Mojave. But it's not so bad either. I've just been like getting a real tune-up on a lot of stuff. A friend of mine gave me a PlayStation 2 a little while back that it had problems reading discs, so I'm going to take the whole thing apart and just see if it's a cleaning issue because it's a slim. And maybe add that to the collection. I don't know, because this is just an extra that I had laying around. And yeah, add that to here. Maybe do some playthroughs and stuff, because now I don't even have to like get a hard drive or anything on the go. You just burn games using this patcher now, and it just patches them in such a way that they think it's a DVD video, and then it just plays shit. No problem for you. Saves all work, all that stuff. You just burn to a disc. You don't even need to have like a soft mod. Man, that was pretty fun. But yeah, I'm getting everything lined up here now. I got a DS with an R4 card as well now, so it's been a real fun time. But this has opened up a lot of things. Actually, let's get out of this. I was just talking about Dreamcast. Here we go. Start with Dreamcast. Like I said, the only game I've been really having any issues with is Marvel vs. Capcom, Shenmue, and everything like that. Play fine, and actually, let's grab one that's a little bit surprising that it runs as well as it runs. Episode 1 Pod Racer, or Episode 1 Racer, whatever you call it. Now, another reason why I'm running through emulation on here is because the GOG version does not run on this computer. It'll boot and then it'll crash. Now, I'm going to try to see if there's any ways I can do a different kind of installation. I can run through one on my Linux machine. I think it runs on this too, but it just won't run on this proper. And we're just going to run through, and I'm going to do the first. There he is, Dix. And we're going to run a race in this. Now, I'm guessing it will probably just run the same if I'm running this through EMU. No, I won't be running this through EMU driver. It doesn't make sense to, because EMU driver will just display it as what it is. There would be no reason to, because it's a 480i game, but yeah, it runs pretty damn good on this hardware. It's good to know. Yeah, it runs great. Like, yeah, I know, like, you can run it on Android phones now and stuff, and it's fine too, but yeah, it's one of my favorite games. I have this as well for the Nintendo 64, and I do love playing it on there as well. But the fact I can run Dreamcast games, like Gunlord's another one you saw there, and I sit down and enjoy playing. I still gotta play. There's a few homebrew for Specky that I gotta transfer onto this thing as well. And this will just be ease of access, because I haven't abandoned my Raspberry Pi. It's now, once it transferred back into its Sega Mega Pi casing and apply the decals and print off the pieces I need to make it look a bit more smoother looking, etc., etc. I'm gonna be basically permanently pairing it with the little Citizen brand television they have. It's built around '99, back when they switched from using one set of tubes to another. But Citizen, I think it was through the Electrohome brand, although it says Citizen. It was a Canadian brand up here, and they would just, they would redistribute cheap TVs from other localities and that. This isn't, you know, it's nice. It's nicely built little TV. I have to use an RF converter with it, but the RF converter is pretty darn good, so I don't really get that much interference in that. I'm wondering if I should fire up DOSBox. Now, the reason why is I do have DOSBox set up like with as a Tandy again, but I discovered on PC at least you can apparently, and some people have shown, you can execute DOSBox using the conf files. So when you boot DOSBox, what it will do is it will boot up as that machine. So, you know, I can have it configured as a Tandy. I can have it as a 386 with like VGA and ad lib. I can have it as a 486 with like a Sound Blaster 16 and the SVGA graphics, etc., etc. So I'm going to start doing that and having different machines set up. I do have the Tandy set up now, but like on this TV, it looks amazing. Like I liked it in the 240p mode on the Pi, but on here, like it more so reminds me of the Tandy RGB LI monitors that you would get the CM series, because they were just essentially 480i. Bugger. This controller makes me feel a little bit rocky back and forth when I'm playing. But yeah, really like playing stuff like Godzilla on here is just really fun and just looks nice and sharp, of course, and scales nicely. I think this is the new lap 5 lap at oh well. Walk it off. But yeah, so there's that. I want to go change disc and we'll show just one more little thing before we wrap up. And I guess we'll show... I'll just show the opening Jet Car and Radio, because it shows like that even plays well. But yeah, this hasn't been treating me too bad. It's like a $20 closet laptop. Like, yes, I know ETA Prime makes videos off this all the time and stuff, but you got one of these, you got Tube TV and S Video, you can have a good little time gaming. Especially, like I see in some groups, like CRT TVs are going for King's ransoms, but in some areas you can just get them without even trying. My smaller Citizen is actually something that my boss gave me because she was moving out of her. She sold her house and her and her partner were moving into a apartment, a nice apartment, because they just didn't want to be putting up with the rigmarole, being, you know, maintaining a whole home, etc. But she got rid of a little TV. All she used it for is it was hooked to a Super Nintendo, I believe, and very well looked after. Didn't have the remote, but that, she said, doesn't have a remote. I was like, I got a bag full of remotes. Don't worry about it. And sure enough, yeah. Dig out an RF. She's like, it only got the cable connectors. I got an RF, and I dug out an RF. I had to really kind of make a adapter for it, like matching a plug to the adapter and soldering and all that stuff. But it works, and yeah, I've been using it with the Pi, and it's pretty good. But I might hook it up over here with the stereo that I have, because the stereo has a composite output, so it could be playing stuff off of my iPod. And usually, what I've been doing is only putting in like 80s and 90s like videos and stuff. The only thing I don't have here is an 8-track, but that may be coming. But yeah, graphic, like this is an engine here, and it's running this quite fine. One thing I am going to start doing is I'm going to start the Shenmue series, where Shenmue is now going to be a Netflix series. But I'm going to start putting out more content now that it's after Christmas, and I'm, you know, back in the mindset of just regularly scheduled living. And well, right now, I have no work right now because we're in level 4, because our caseload is blown through the roof again. Although, like, compared to everywhere else, like we're for what we are, it's our version of blown through the roof. We're actually pretty well off, but yeah, I'm just glad I live here, I guess, instead of down in the States. No offense to my American friends, but it's just, look up the province of Newfoundland Labrador and look up our numbers now. We've handled COVID. We're world leaders for a reason, although it's debatable with the current school situation. But yeah, so I guess I'll be cranking up more videos where I have less to do in my days, and I've been just, you know, finding projects to do. I didn't do my gardening for once today, besides like the regular watering of plants. I've been doing some transplants. But gonna get a lot more gaming in while I can, because I have not much else to do. It's winter. I can get outside a bit if I want to, but that's about it. So, why not? This is the winter of our discount tent. If anybody's a red and green fan, will know that one here in Canada. I should put on one more little track mode, I guess, just to kind of like while I bullshit the last little couple minutes away of this video. Yeah, we'll do Hydro Thunder, because, you know, it's very arcadey, so it's definitely got a track mode that'll play. But yeah, I'm gonna start playing through a lot of games, and now that everything's centralized here to the one computer, I can upload from either which way. So that's great. My modern games and my old school games as well. I got to get a 360 controller up and working over the next couple days as well, so I can be doing some of those because I have the whole trilogy of Mass Effect that I can get through there. But yeah, and there's plenty of retro for me to play here. Like this is amazing. Like I'm just actually able to do stuff. I'm getting a Lenovo webcam right now. My webcam that I had just went kaputnik. I'm gonna see if I can replace the USB cable on it. But so far so good. But yeah, I'm just showing off. Like I got this old laptop, this old TV is working together great, and I guess I'll put it to work with it because I'm looking at this now. This looks just like when I was playing Dreamcast back in the day. Like I didn't own one, but I had friends that had them, and they were always pretty impressive to me. The Dreamcast versus like even like PlayStation. So yeah, we'll be doing more stuff. So let me just move this over here. I don't have the wireless keyboard in that anymore. That's just my Steel Series instead. Well, the wireless keyboard now is for this, but we'll be coming up with more content rather soon.